evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Effing Racing Show here on Twitch Sports. Things look a little different tonight, being that we've got an empty space to the side there. But do not fear. Duff is here, as am I.
Hello.
How you doing, Duff?
I'm good, Jez. How's you?
Yeah, I'm very well. And initially, I'm glad I can hear you. That's a good start.
Yes, definitely.
I've been tinkering around again, so there's always a chance that I completely mess things up and it doesn't work properly. No, Reese isn't actually joining us on stream tonight. He is in the chat, but
after his day of soccer,
drinking, yes, drinking mostly. I think the soccer was probably an aside, being that it wasn't Wales playing. But
no.
But Tamsin's here as well. Did I see someone else? I thought I saw a Jaeger. There's a Jaeger lurking, but I thought I saw him post a message, but he has not yet. But welcome.
He was talking about it on our stream last night. So I say our stream. I was randomly there.
Yeah, you turned up and did the football that you don't even like. But yes, welcome in. This is the Effing Racing Show. We're here to talk about and watch along the Puebla E-Prix, as it's called. I thought it was called the Mexico E-Prix, but I learned today that it is not. It is the Puebla E-Prix. It's actually got a longer name than that, but am I, going to delve into that? That's a Reese thing. Reese is the person
let him deal with
that does the long, difficult pronunciations from foreign lands. It's not me. And we're hoping that the BBC iPlayer will actually give us the race at some point soon. Oh, and there it is. There it is.
Hey.
As we speak, it is on the iPlayer, and I will drop.
It's as if it knew.
Drop the link in the chat for anyone that wants to watch along. Red button at 9:30. But it's on the iPlayer already, and I can close my my backup. I in my wisdom did not trust the BBC yet again, because who would? So I did have the backup of CBS Sports Network from the States, which is where it's broadcast there. But I can close that now. We are good to go with the coverage. Yes, I have a TV license. You can go away. Lovely.
So, it's interesting qualifying for this one with bits of wet weather, and that possibly looks to continue with the chance of thunderstorms.
Yeah. Have we got an official Duff cast that you can roll into? Because what time are we kicking off? In about 10 minutes. So pretty much 10 minutes for an hour, isn't it? So what's the Duff cast for the next hour and 10 minutes?
We're talking over the next kind of half an hour. It's rain is going to be building. And then, depending on how quick the weather comes in, I mean, the wind speed is only about sort of 12 mile an hour, so not massive. But we've had rain earlier today, and it looks as though more rain and thunderstorms are coming in. I think it's gonna be moist at some point within the first half an hour.
Moist, you say?
Yes. I don't know if we'll get full rain, but there will be a lot of moisture in the air, creating a damp track.
Okay. That'll be interesting, because that was the problem with qualifying, really, as it has been a few times this year. It was wet before the qualifying started, and that meant that the front runners went out early, could not place good enough times to get into the Super Pole because the track was still wet and they had that handicap. And we had a random group in the Super Pole again. Yeah. Have you got the grid there that you can run through for us?
Currently,
then I'll go for it.
I can tell you that the time difference between Q1, the first 6, and the last one was nearly a second difference as it dried up. Apparently, at one point, the sun came out, and just that lap alone was so much quicker than anything anyone had ever done.
Because that was the thing. I tuned in just for the Super Pole. I didn't bother with the earlier stages for the reasons we mentioned. It often is the case that the kind of Q1 through 4 or whatever it is beforehand don't really matter. It just depends on what the weather's like and who gets to go out first and last. So just went for the Super Pole. And it did look okay then. It looked dry at that point.
Yeah. It looks massively interesting, the course, because it's built into an oval, which is interesting.
Because I noticed that. It's a traditional racing track, as it were, but there are some very thin street circuit style parts to it.
Yes.
That I find really interesting.
I'd say this is how good the Monaco E-Prix was. They're showing the highlights again. But it's 15 corners. It's quite a twisty little track.
And
you've got
have you seen where the attack mode is?
Yeah, it's right on kind of quite a wide hairpin.
It's on a hairpin on turn 8, and you do have to go super deep.
Massively
to get
deep.
to it.
You
have to go
massively. It's basically a whole new corner.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how much that helps, because you've almost got half an oval as part of the track. Once you come out of turn 14, your last turn 15 is the entire banking round one edge. It's going to be really, really interesting.
Yeah, and it's a long straight after that as well. Coming down to the start-finish line, all the way down to the first turn. I don't know how long it actually is, but I'm looking over there because that's where I've got the track. But it is a fair old distance, so it's going to be interesting to see how they make that corner and then blast it down the straight. And the other thing is, if qualifying was anything to go by, it's super slidey. Even though the track has now started to dry out a fair bit, they were still sliding all over the place. So it's going to be the usual carnage that we love to see on the Formula E.
My favourite part, I think. Especially with just the amount of time they're going to lose with that attack zone. It's going to stick more and more people out of place. It's whether the back runners use it early to try and gain some places, or whether the last one we saw, where they were pretty much saving it for the end to then just kind of pow and use it all up. But yes, it's quite a nice track. I was quite surprised. There's a good mix of straights and corners. I quite like it.
Yeah. I definitely liked how there was a change in width as you go around. I think that's going to create some really good racing, and there will be definite points where it's obvious you should be trying to attack and overtake, and there will be some points where you probably shouldn't, but if the likes of Oliver Rowland start to drop down the field, they're going to attack wherever they are on the track. So that's going to be really interesting to me. We will go into the grid, but before we do that, let's take preemptively our Twitch mandated commercial break, and when we come back we'll be pretty much ready to get going, I think, once we've gone through the grid and all that kind of stuff. So stay with us. We'll be back in just 2 minutes. welcome back to the Effing Racing Show. We're getting ready for the Puebla E-Prix in the Formula E Round 8 of the 2021. Cheers, Duff. I assume that means you want your car. That is why you've made a point of subscribing there. Have you noticed the cars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Exclamation avatars, and then racing, colon, and then either red, silver, or orange.
I'm not racing a colon. That sounds painful.
I mean, Reese is having his curry after a day of drinking, so his colon might be racing by the time we finish here today. But yes, if you are subscribed to the Jez Show channel, you can change your avatar to a racing car now, should you so wish. 3 colours currently available, more to come. But I went with the kind of popular teams in Formula 1 of Ferrari red, McLaren orange, and Mercedes silver as a start. Yeah, see, Duff wasn't listening.
No.
Exclamation avatars, S on the end, and then racing, colon, and then what colour do you want?
Orange.
Then put orange. There you go. He's done it. Job
I'm
done.
there. I'm live. I'll tell you one thing. While we were at break, they were talking about the tyres, and because it reminded me of the last Formula 1 in IndyCar, where we had Michelin and Bridgestone, and the Michelin struggled on the oval, and they were saying the same again, because the Michelin is an all-weather tyre, because of the loads that are going to be, the lateral loads that are going to be on the tyre, we're going to have
Right, I'm going to stop you there. Yep. What do you mean they're talking about? Because all I've got on my BBC iPlayer is coming up and some dodgy music and Formula E Mexico Round 8 race.
Oh no, it's been on for quite a while. They've just shown us the activation area as well. That was I'm on iPlayer, by the way.
Yeah, me too. What is?
Yeah. I've just seen I'm on the track guide at the moment.
Put your link in the chat, just in case I'm on something different. This is weird.
Oh, I possibly am on qualifying. I'm watching the start of qualifying.
Okay, good. Right, it's not me then. Okay, thank you. Wonderful.
That was handy, though.
Reese was thinking the same thing and was confused about what was happening. And congratulations, Jake, for subscribing on your own. Normally, he has to send me the money to gift him the sub because he can't get the thing to work. So, congratulations on doing it all by yourself.
Hey.
That's progress. Yeah. No, thank God for that. I thought it was me. Now it's started. Now the program has started.
Yes. Anyway, the handy thing about watching the wrong program that just happened to happen is they were saying that the tyres, because they're Michelin all-weather tyres, they're not built for the loads that you get when running on an oval. So the parts that they're on the oval, there's going to be massive degradation. So it's going to be really intriguing how these last.
I suppose you've still got points of this track where you have that adverse camber of an oval.
Yep.
And that's surely got to wreak havoc with at least one side of the car tyre-wise, you'd assume. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll destroy the tyres because they're not built for that kind of aggressive tarmac surface.
Yeah.
They're built for lovely, slick
roads, basically.
Yeah.
Or actual racing circuits. Yeah. What timestamp you guys on? Live. So the time 21:32 is where we're at. Right, it's time to go through the grid. So after the crazy rain-related stuff that mixed things up again, this is our top 6 from the Super Pole. Verline is in pole, after. It was a pretty impressive lap, to be fair. Whether he should have got there in the first place is another matter, but I still think he deserved pole in that super pole. Second is Roland. Dennis in third, who I thought also had a really good showing, even though he only usually gets into the top 6 when there's some kind of funny business at the beginning of quali. Gunther in 5th, Mortara in 6th, and then the rest of the field are Sims in 7, Degrassi in 8th, Rast in 9th, Lotterer in 10th, DaCosta in 11th, Evans in 12th, Cassidy 13th, De Vries 14th, Turvey 15th, Lynn 16th, Nato 17th, Bird 18th, Buemi 19th, Fringe 20th, Van Dorn 21st, Blomqvist, I'm never going to be able to say that right, 22nd, Ericsson in 23rd, that's not a name I recognise from previous Formula E races. Interesting, we'll come back to that. And then Seti Camera, back of the field, 24th.
So yeah, interestingly mixed up grid.
Is it Marcus Ericsson? No, it's Jay Ericsson. Joel Ericsson.
Marcus Ericsson's IndyCar this weekend. Last year's Haas lineup racing IndyCar this weekend. Or tomorrow, in fact.
Yeah, Joel Ericsson, number 6, is in the Dragon Penske Autosport car. So I can't think who used to be there. But he's not there now, whoever it was. Joel in the Penske. Yeah. But I'm sure I don't remember that name being there in the previous races. No. It could be my memory, but I'm pretty sure that's new. I couldn't tell you who was with Seti Camera on that team, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't him.
He is Dragon Racing's reserve driver.
Okay. Who is
in that seat race
in Monaco and previous then? Interesting. Very interesting.
It's a good job when you go on the official team's page and then you get a 404 error.
Oh yeah, I always love that when you go on really official websites and they don't manage to run it properly.
Website's terrible. It doesn't even say their drivers' names. That's how good a website is.
So while you do a little bit of research in his absence,
indeed,
what are you kind of expecting for this race? Being that it's kind of a mix of everything that we've had in Formula E this year so far. It's a little bit street circuit. It's a little bit race circuit. It's a little bit oval in a way. And we've got a little bit of weather coming up potentially. Could be absolutely everything in one.
I really think it is going to be. It's going to be super skiddy, especially once we get some moisture. And I think that oval, I mean, you can see the gaps in it and things as they're going over it. There are the massive bumps and everything in it that these cars really aren't built for.
No.
And I think it's going to cause chaos.
Yeah, and I can't wait, to be honest. It's been a long time since we've had some Formula E. It's been a long break. So it's good to get back on the battery, as it were. They're almost drifting it around the oval bit. Yes. And then not only that, they drift it around the oval, they bomb it down the main straight, and then that turn 1 is so tight. And the gap that they're leaving to turn that corner is very, very little. It's very tight, and I can see somebody being pushed into that corner at some point. You heard it here first. It almost happened without any intervention in qualifying. People almost stacked it on that corner as they finished their laps. So stay tuned.
It's Nico Muller that we are missing.
Muller. Yeah. That's the one. Yeah. Now that you say it, I'm like, yep, that's a name that's normally
Ericsson, their reserve driver is in for. No idea why, but their reserve driver is in. Does look as though he either or does bits for DTM. So unless he's got a DTM race this weekend.
It is a very busy weekend motorsport in general. Actually, not only have you got the Formula E and the Formula One that we are covering.
Yeah, the IndyCar's on.
The IndyCar is on as well in Detroit. I want to say, is it Detroit Race 2 this weekend?
Yes.
And NASCAR are on as well. They've got their Nashville series. Pretty much every imaginable NASCAR trucks and Xfinity and all of it. That's I think there's one actually happening soonish, or now maybe even the Xfinity series is on. So yeah, I have literally sat all afternoon. As soon as I finished playing Call of Duty with Jaeger on his stream, I turned on the qualifying and watched that, the Formula 1 qualifying, and watched that on delay. Turned straight over to watch the Super Pole for the Formula E. Turned over to watch Practice 1 in the NASCAR. Watched a bit of the replay of the IndyCar from last week. I have not stopped on the motorsport.
Nice.
It's been great. It's been wonderful.
Good day, yeah. Lovely.
Great F1 quali today, says Reese. Well, that's a nice segue. What did you think of the F1 quali?
I thought it was... I think the biggest shock for me was Ferrari. Sainz up into, was it third?
Yeah. And
then Leclerc all the way down the bottom.
It seemed pretty standard in places to me. Other than the shenanigans in Q1. The weird thing that Tsunoda's car did as he backed up into that barrier and hit the brakes. I don't know what that car was doing, but that was interesting. And then from that point,
had a similar spin as well.
Yeah. It's interesting why that happens. Lewis managed to get his chassis working. Well, the thing that I liked the most is they did a side-by-side comparison of the top potential of the cars and to what extent Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen were reaching it. And Max won 2 out of the 3, but the main one that he was really hammering Lewis on was getting the most out of the car through the corners, and that is the difference between first and second in
that's always been the difference between Red Bull and Merck. They are
corners
superb in the corners. Their aero package is so much better.
Was that an AWS thing? No, that was data provided by the teams, apparently. So they were saying on the...
Oh, I learnt something today. You know, we had a couple of races now. We've had really dodgy battery calls with safety cars and things like that. The teams do not know what the charge of the battery is. After every lap, once they cross the line, the driver says a number, which is the percentage battery, back to the teams. That is the only way they know what battery that car is on.
So you're saying within the car, the driver knows the level of battery?
Because it's on his screen, but the teams do not have that information.
Wow.
Yes. So when the battery levels drop, they have to program that in to send it to the car, but they don't know what the battery's on unless the driver tells them.
So that adds another level of difficulty in strategizing, especially when the number is arbitrarily decided by yet another person outside of the situation.
Yeah. The teams do not know what that battery level is. Which just makes it crazier.
And I think we may end up with one of those kinds of problems today. If we get a safety car because of rain or some kind of skidding off into a barrier, which you can see happening.
Oh god, I
think we may end up with the same kind of debacle, to be honest.
Yeah, this is a similar style track to the one where we had the craziness. Was that Valencia?
That was Valencia, yes. And that was the first time this year that they had gone to a racing circuit.
Reese has got it right. They could just watch the TV feed and find out.
Yeah. I mean,
I assume
I was watching Super Pole and they showed footage of within the team areas, and although they had all their computers and tech in front of them, they were all just looking up at the TV feed to find out what the time was.
Yeah.
For I think it was the Verline's team, the Porsches. Yeah. They were just sat there looking at the screens, even though they had all these telemetry computers in front of them. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I suppose that's the difference, isn't it? When your TV kind of setup is handled by the FIA themselves, and they've kind of finessed this over time, not just for Formula E, but for pretty much everything that they broadcast Formula One.
Oh God,
down. Yeah. That's probably the best place to go to get your information, I guess.
Yeah. That's mad. I'm really looking forward to this race. I think it's going to be. I mean, you can see they've got the brollies up.
Yeah, we're having a grid walk of sorts. This is the first grid walk we've had in Formula E this year, isn't it?
Yeah, I assume it's less restrictions in Mexico than in Europe.
We had the first Formula One grid walk last week, didn't we? Or it wasn't so much a grid walk as a grid stand by the side and people will approach them. But she, unnamed pundit woman on the BBC coverage, whose name I don't know, was right up with the cars and the drivers and weaving through it.
Oh, slowly getting back to normal. Maybe.
Yes. Well, you'd assume that most of these drivers are now vaccinated.
Oh yeah, definitely.
People like that must be at the top of the queue, surely.
I imagine most of the teams are.
And I think to go back to talking about the NASCAR again, they're having a full crowd for the first time in Nashville. I don't know if there are restrictions in terms of who can do it and whether you need to be fully vaccinated.
A lot of the TV shows have audiences. The audiences have to be fully vaccinated. But
yeah, and Always Be Chatting has booked tickets for Wimbledon, and he mentioned you either have to have proof of vaccination or you have to do a lateral flow test on, I think it's the day before you come and prove that you don't have COVID. So you know what they say in racing? Let's do that racing. Welcome, Rooster. If you'd like to join us on your side of the water, CBS Sports Network, if you have that available, is where you can find the Formula E, or the BBC iPlayer for free with the use of a VPN. Not that we endorse such things, but VPNs are pretty fucking amazing, to be honest.
You must be one of the few people that hasn't had the first jab yet.
You
struggling to find time in the day to actually get it done.
Yeah, I mean you're definitely in the age bracket now. They brought it right down to 18, so.
Oh yeah, just in.
It's pretty much all adults.
Yeah. Yeah, Emma had hers done today.
Yeah.
I was going to see if I could get in.
I was walking through town today, went past the vaccine centre in town, and a nurse asked if I had been stabbed with vaccine yet. I said I'd had my first stab. Wow.
Well, I need to head to Folkestone then.
Yeah.
They're crying out to stab people.
And Tamzanaki, whose sister stabbed me the second time, was sent home 3 hours early because they were bored. And this is what I'm saying. Like, people have been holding off for so long. It's like, oh no, I'm not in the age bracket yet. I'm not going to do it. No, they're crying out to just stab anybody. Just if you haven't been vaccinated yet, just call your local vaccine centre. That whole thing about not having enough vaccines is not a thing anymore. They are dying to stab people. Get out there and get your vaccine, and let's get this shit back to normal. Dubba Derp, I'm already vaccinated. Me too, bro. Welcome in. How you doing? I have to wait till August for my second stabbing. Do you? Do you, Jaeger? Why? When did you have your first one? Currently in a lot of pain. I'm sorry to hear that. What's going on there? Hope you can relieve it in some way, make yourself feel better. Hopefully we can alleviate your pain. July for me, not long now. Yeah. So Duff, you are going to be the odd one out. The damn vaccine.
I am, yeah.
So you've had a side effect. unfortunately. Right.
Oh.
May got told I have to wait 12 weeks. You don't. 3-week minimum. Go back. Just book it in. Just get it done. As long as it's been more than 3 weeks, just go get it done. Seriously.
Hell yeah.
Just go get it done.
You can't attack me, Reese. We're both McLarens. What's going on here?
Bye.
Or has he changed?
Was that team orders?
Must be.
Yeah. Team orders.
Unbelievable.
Research 1 is faster than you. Yeet. And off he goes.
Unbelievable.
I've had both shots, said Rooster. I still wear a mask when I'm out. I have zero trust for anyone but myself and those around me. I don't. Well, I do, where it's mandated, but outside I don't bother wearing a mask or any of that kind of area because I'm at the end of my kind of tether with it all, and I don't really care anymore. I will wear a mask where I feel the need to protect other people that may be unvaccinated and that kind of thing, but yeah. But yes, Reese, you're right. Let's get back to motorsport. We are waiting for...
The fan boost is open. The
fan boost is open. I was just about to say that. We are waiting for the beginning of the race. It was advertised as a 9:30 start, so I don't know what the actual race start time is, but I assume it's going to be about 10:05 or 10:10 now. Something to bear in mind for tomorrow.
Yes, it is on tomorrow as well. Yeah, you go.
Same time tomorrow. I'll be going straight from 2-minute warning into this tomorrow, so that'll be
nice.
A logistical challenge, but I'm sure we can make it happen.
So we go on our usual Oliver Rowland. I mean, he's in second, so that'd be a good boost for him to go get the fan boost. Or who was the guy who never gets one because he doesn't have enough fans?
Oliver Turvey. Oliver Turvey was the one that never gets it.
Yeah, down in 17th. Seems like a wasted vote now after last time.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't get it, did he?
No.
Alex Lynn tends to get it fairly regularly.
Yes.
I would expect Jake Dennis to get a little boost because of his position.
Always gets it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it'll be of very little use to him down in 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who to vote for? That is the choice.
And don't forget, if you do a fan boost and you want an amazing hat like Jez is wearing, then you get a 15% discount at the store.
You do.
For voting in the fan boost.
Yep, and I've just dropped the link into the chat. fanboost.fiaformulae.com. You can go and vote, for those that have tuned in for the first time, you can go and vote to give one of the drivers an extra boost. Well, several other drivers an extra boost, but you only get to vote for one of them. In addition to their normal attack mode boosts that they have.
Is insane, this race.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you've got the standard hairpin.
I'll just drop it up behind us.
Yeah.
So that you can...
You've got an extra
above your head.
Hairpin behind it. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so directly above your head, you can see turn 15.
That way.
The other side. Other side.
No, 15's the last one.
Yeah,
15's...
Yeah,
Oh, no, the fan boost is... yeah.
The attack mode you're talking about. Sorry, yes. Yes, turn 8 in the middle.
Turn 8 is like 2 corners in one because you've got your standard line and then you've got to come right out around another part of the grid to get it, which is ridiculous.
I think it is actually the pit lane entrance that they use for NASCAR and IndyCar because they have a very wide kind of entrance. I don't know if you watched... Yeah. Which race was it that was the most recent IndyCar that we watched? Or was it the NASCAR? But there was a very long oval that went adjacent to the actual hairpin that then went into their pit road.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's the same kind of deal. And that's why it's so deep. But it is insane. I have ordered a hat and saved myself 15%. Save
Nice,
hat
there we
orderers
go.
could save 15% or more on their hat.
We are not sponsored by Formula E, but if Formula E wants a sponsor,
Hey,
we've already made you a sale. Well,
I mean, you could start with letting us broadcast your race alongside
Yes, that
our
would help.
stream for a start. I mean, let's be honest, the coverage is a bit of a shambles. It's just on the red button that you'd have more coverage with us, I think. But yeah. So that's the track over there, and there's the grid directly above my head. We'll come back to that when the race gets underway. Now he's pointing at Jez. Is it me, or does the route look a bit like Toriel, says Tamsinaki?
I can see it's kind of like the two ear bits and then a long nose. So, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, on the left, I can see what she's saying. It was the backup hat, not the original I wanted. Womp womp.
Do they not have the original?
Okay, I'm making the decision. I am going to place my vote for Jake Dennis.
Ooh, there we go.
He's in the top 6.
Yes.
He doesn't always get there.
So a nice bit of a boost.
Yeah.
Could help.
Technically, you could vote multiple times because you have to sign in with a social media thing. So I've signed in with my Twitter. I could go into an incognito window and sign in with my whatever else and do it again if I wanted, I suppose.
Maybe that's what Sam Bird does. He just has a following that all use all their different social medias.
He's probably got a bot that does it all.
Yeah.
Reese went Bird. Maybe Reese is the bot.
Yeah, I went Roland.
There we go. So we've all voted for different people. For a change.
Nice.
We tend to usually go for the same kind of people. Especially if it's the driver of the day in the Formula 1, where we will always vote for Mazepin.
I'm intrigued. For the last few races we've watched it, well, the first race we watched, Mercedes did really well. And now with a lot of these races where there's been like wet qualifying and that, they've been at the back and they've just done nothing.
Do you know they haven't done well since that first race we watched?
No.
Was it Rome, that first one that we watched?
Yeah.
They have not done well since that point. They've been terrible, in fact. And there's a different excuse for every race. When we got to Valencia, they were like, "Oh yeah, the car's not built for a race circuit. It's more of a street kind of car." Then we got to another street in Monaco, and it was, the car's not built for corners and straight line speed. Like, well, what is it built for, Mercedes? When are we going to reach this magical race that you can suddenly race in? Maybe you should adjust the car. Maybe that's your job, right?
Yeah. It's not built for Formula E. That's the problem.
That's apparently the case. Yeah.
But I think Vern's probably a strong one in 4th.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye.
Two-time Formula E world champion.
Gunther's
always there.
Oliver Rowland finally
Yeah.
might be able to actually complete a race in the top position. Gunther, I think, is going to be a spoiler. Will probably cost some people that kind of podium.
Yeah.
And I think even Matara could play that kind of role as well. So although they don't necessarily
even
belong,
Sims at 7th. We've seen Sims do really well.
Yeah. And you've got the likes of Degrassi in 8th and Lotterer in 10th.
Didn't he win Valencia? Oh, he was on the podium for Valencia, Sims.
Yeah, I think so.
On the second race.
Yeah. In that midfield, you've got a lot of people that it's quite easy for them to push their way up into that top 6, top 5.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, just going straight after Sims, Degrassi in 8th has got a massively good kind of chance at fighting through. Da Costa in 11th, and Mitch Evans. And then the list just goes back. There's some great people at the back there.
So where are these Mercedes, actually? I can't see...
Oh, no, hang on. I'm looking at the wrong one. Stoffel Van Dorn, who is 21st.
Oh, yes,
and
I see.
Greece in 14th. So 14th and 21st.
They've got the Mercedes alongside the EQ logo, and I couldn't see it. So, 14th and 21st, as you say. Yeah.
Ooh, And some electric vehicle news while we're here. McLaren have said they are joining Formula Extreme E next year.
I still
that should
haven't
be an interesting one.
watched that yet, other than a couple of minutes of them talking to Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton, who both own teams in it, if I'm right.
Yes. So does Nico Rosberg as well.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to catch one of those.
The only person that seems to be at most of the races is Jenson Button, because sometimes he's actually drives in the car.
Well, he hasn't got much else to do, let's be honest.
To be fair, Nico Rosberg hasn't got much else to do.
No, that's true. Yeah.
They've both done a bit of commentary and hosting and things on Sky, but other than that, I suppose Jenson's now working for Williams.
Oh, is he?
He's now a consultant for Williams to help them get kind of back on track.
I was going to say, does his consulting mostly consist of, right, well, this is pretty shit. You should change a lot of this. You should change all of this. Change it.
Get some more money and we'll talk.
He should get into Mercedes Formula E team as well. Yeah, this car, it's not really a car, to be honest.
Yeah.
You should try
something else. It doesn't work on corners. It doesn't work on tracks. And it doesn't work on the street. So
it's not built for driving, says Always Be Chatting.
Oh, brilliant. Oh.
And we've got a duel going on in the chat. Always Be Chatting has challenged Reese to a duel.
For 434 nuts. Is it nuts or is it... Oh, no, it's the points you get, isn't it, for gambling?
It's acorn bucks. But I might change it to nuts because two worded things, they put an underscore in it, and that's annoying. So, at your suggestion, I may actually change it to nuts.
Oh, apparently I only have 23.
Yeah, your
left. I must have lost something.
Your lurk game has not been strong this month.
No.
You've been too busy working.
I know. That's the problem with being on nights.
Yep. I wonder what's going on here. I can't really work out what's going on with them. But I think we're about getting to the point now where the cars are going to be going out to the grid, and we've got a very nice aerial shot of the circuit, which
all the different paths you can take.
It's super interesting. So it doesn't seem like it's been custom built for this. It seems like this kind of weavy like track has not actually got
all different bits of
it's been built into it. This is
the first time they've been there. It's the first time Formula E have been to this circuit, so
no, we have not started yet. I was expecting a 9:30 start, but the timing of Formula E doesn't tend to be very forthcoming. Like when I was trying to work out when this was actually going to happen last week, I'm like, right, I'm doing my schedule. I need to schedule in the Effing Racing Show. When is the race? And the Formula website is like, it's on Sunday, Saturday and Sunday.
And that's it. That's all the information you get.
Yeah, I got that bit. Formula E. Care to be more specific? No. No, actually. No. Work it out. Yeah. It tends to be a local time of about 3 or 3:30.
Yes.
Local time in Puebla is it's just gone 4:00 in the afternoon. They are 5 hours behind, apparently.
Only 5?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hang on, 4. No, that is 6 hours. They're 5 hours behind UTC. So
okay.
No, it's 6 hours. They're obviously in the central time zone.
Yes.
I guess. Yes, and there's a duel going on. Lots of dueling going on. Always Be Chatting is annihilating everyone. I wonder what that's done to the leaderboard. Jaeger is pretty much uncatchable at this point with 17,000 acorn bucks. But Always Be Chatting is now in second. It's pushed Tamsinaki down to fourth.
I am catching up with 23.
Yeah. That 23, that's going to get you a long way. I'm sure you'll reach the top 50 at some point today, possibly.
I'm sure I'm probably about to lose it all. But there we go.
Yeah. The problem is Reese has spoiled Jaeger. He's trained him well in his stream with the gambling there, and Jaeger's got quite good at it. Yeah.
It didn't come up with a win, so I'm probably on 0 now.
Unlucky.
Right.
I've been sitting here quietly working my way up on the leaderboard, and Always Be Chatting bumps me down again within 30 seconds. I did notice that you came straight in and was like, right, quick, Harmstone's not here. Let's get this slots in. But no, he's not on the top 5 anymore either. After Jaeger overtook him, he went all in on trying to catch him.
There's Reese's horn.
Yeah. No, it was my horn.
It didn't come in it was just a standard horn this week.
Yeah, it was on the track rather than in the headphones.
Yeah.
But we are sat on the grid now.
Love that camera view.
Yeah.
In the helmet. It is so good.
Okay. I think we are about ready to begin.
Lovely stuff.
We've got the tense music.
45 minutes plus 1 lap, remember. Those diffusers look massive.
I still really like the look of the of these cars.
They're very Batmobile-esque.
Yeah. They
look so much better than they used to. Oh, here we go.
The lights are on. And they're off. And the rubber is rolling in Puebla. And immediately, who was that? That was Jules Verne, I think.
Yeah. I told you he's one to watch out. We've got to lock up. Are they all going to get through this first corner?
That tight first corner that I talked about. Insanely tight. Bear in mind...
That is crazy.
That the information above us is a few seconds ahead of the broadcast. So we're going to be talking about things a little slower than that.
Hang on. It looks as though
Roland has dropped
at the back there.
All the way down to 14th.
37. Cassidy looks out. Stuck around turn 9. Oh, yes. There you go. Cassidy's in the wall. Oh, that's a hit.
Very nice.
Wow. Yep.
So how long did that take? Less than 2 minutes, and we've got a safety car already. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, there we go. There's the person to ask. Always Be Chatting. Do you see Toriel in the track above Duff's head? Does it look like Toriel to you, or is Tamsin seeing Toriel everywhere she goes? Toriel's to the left of her. Toriel's to the right.
Gunther made a massive leap and is now in second.
Mm-hmm.
That is an amazing start from him. So while we're less than a lap in, Verline first, Gunther second, Dennis third, Vern fourth, Mortara up to fifth, Sims sixth, Degrassi seventh, Rast eighth, Costa ninth, and Laura 10th. Roland down to 13th. He might need that fan boost now.
Well, he didn't get it from me. So we've got 2 drive-through penalties. Ericsson and who was the other one? I just did just have it, but I've lost it. Somebody fairly low down that it didn't matter. Oh, Sati Kamara.
They're both the same team. I wonder if this is something that's... Because they both started last.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is something that happened previously.
Here's the start again.
Look at that. Holy crap.
Yeah, Roland just didn't get going.
No, not at all.
He just had no pace at all.
And then Gunther just comes straight down the inside, locks up, and is like, right, I'm having second, thank you very much.
Did we see what caused Cassidy to stack it?
No.
Hopefully they'll show that to us here.
Yeah.
So the reason for that massive, like, veer out from Verne was the fact that Roland just didn't move in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very strange.
Ooh.
But can you see what I mean about that first corner now and how tight that is? It's basically a right angle. It's stupidly tight, and the kind of wall sticks out further than the track.
Yep.
It's like a street circuit.
In it. Yeah.
It's like a street circuit where there is like a house sticking out on the corner of the pavement or something.
So the question is, what percentage are we going to lose to the batteries after this safety car?
It's usually about 18%, isn't it, that they drop off?
Depends how long it is.
They're having to remove a car.
They use about 2% a lap, don't they?
Yes, yeah.
2 to 3% a lap. So if we say 3 or 4 laps, then yeah. Cool. That onboard from Verne, Christ, he didn't have some quick reactions. Wow. And
they had the onboard with Roland, and his car just made an atrocious noise.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't go, basically. So that's very unlucky. I don't know if it was anything to do with what he did with the car, or whether the car just malfunctioned in some way, but it's very unfortunate. We've got the cherry picker out to pick up the car and dump it over a fence. So hopefully it won't be too long.
So hopefully we get a replay now of what happened to him.
Yep, here it comes.
Oh, it's just gone. It just stacked it.
Just didn't make the corner.
No, just stacked it straight into the barriers. Holy crap. Yeah, just here we go. On board. Oh no, that was a couple of cars back. Didn't really get much of a view. Don't know why they just didn't show his on board rather than the guy 2 cars behind. But yeah, just looks as though he completely stacked it into the corner. There you go. That's off nice and quick.
Yeah, and the spoiler of the information above our heads does, even though it says safety car flag, we are getting some times now. So I don't know whether we are getting ready to get underway.
They might have there might be one more lap, because I think they would have passed the grid before they did it. There's a nice hanging bit of rope randomly.
Yeah, that's what you want.
There's some big gaps in that field. What have we got? Alex Lynn's coming to...
Is he Alex Lynn? Yeah, I keep saying Anthony Lynn, who was the former head coach of the LA Chargers. I mix those two names up all the time.
The LA Chargers.
Yeah, puncture for Lynn. He had to come in and change his tires.
Fair enough. There's some big gaps. You're only allowed to leave 10 car lengths on behind the safety car, but you're not supposed to have massive gaps in between either. I suppose it doesn't. I suppose it might make some difference for this, but I mean, it's not going to help you if you're massively behind and then the race restarts. You've just lost out where you could be behind the car in front.
Yeah, and you don't want to be having to accelerate too harshly because of the amount of power they will use.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's an interesting thought.
It'll be interesting to see once we properly get going, because they're sliding all over going around the oval. I wonder if they start to wheel spin, we'll get overuse. And then we know they get massively penalised for that. So it'll be interesting to see if that does occur from wheel spin on the oval. Is this it? Is he gunning it?
Yeah, we are
massively early.
We are getting ready for a green flag. I think you might be slightly ahead of me on the footage now because my my iPlayer is playing silly buggers as the BBC iPlayer does.
Oh yes, you can see how bumpy that is. Come around the oval.
Mm-hmm. You can
But
see
Christ,
all of the cracks.
fly around it. I don't think I've seen them go this fast yet. Ooh, that was a odd noise. 6 kilowatt energy reduction. Don't know what that is in percentage.
We'll find out in a moment, I guess, when they drop it off again.
They haven't been forthcoming with the 6 and 23 seem to be.
Wait, is this family friendly? No, it is not. Always be chatting.
Hell no.
The Effing Racing Show.
Yeah.
So no, it is not.
Just because you can't put fucking racing show on a logo because they don't like it.
No, and I can barely put effing into certain things. It says it won't let me. So yeah. Then fuck the iPlayer. Testify, bro.
Yeah, damn straight.
Yeah.
So much crap all over the track.
Well, when they finished qualifying, they did show the outside of the track, and it was absolutely covered in rubber. Just marbles,
yeah.
I don't expect they tidied it up. It's off the racing line. They don't give a shit, do they? So
no.
We've got some attack modes kicking in.
That's an uneventful lap. Holy crap.
Had to happen
Nearly
sometime.
10 minutes in. Oh, another look up from Gunther there.
The main kind of benefit of the safety car, I guess, is that it creates that running start, so you're less likely to have the drama that you have from the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, right. Gunter's got a problem, apparently.
Alright, I'm going to jump backwards in the stream. And then jump forwards again to try and get live, because it's doing my head in.
What? Oh, look, you can see there, look how wide that attack zone is.
Yeah, how much kind of space he lost.
Wow. So that's Verline. He managed to have a... Oh, no, he's lost 2 places. Hang on. Oh, it does this stupid thing. Did you notice it on the last few races? It'll have cars going down as if there's a problem. And now suddenly Gunther's first, where it had him dropping down to 20th.
I didn't notice that, no.
It's done that the last couple of races.
Yeah, I guess there's some kind of weird transponder issue that makes it appear they're not in the position they're in. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
I wonder why Verline's gone for attack mode this early.
I suppose on a track like this, where you're probably going to gain more from kind of drafting, being in third position doesn't hurt quite as much as it would in other races.
True. Very true.
So if you are behind somebody else for most of the race and you can, benefit from that, then do it early rather than having to.
Yeah.
The other thing is as we discussed, I think either in Monaco or previous with the Formula E, being out in front uses far more energy than it does trailing. So if you lead the entire race, you may come a cropper at the end when you don't have the energy to really push and defend that position. So
I suppose you've got to use it at some point. So if you use it early, you're moving back, but you're getting slipstreams and stuff, and it's just going to help you out.
It's a whole different strategy in this breed of motorsport than it is any other, I think. And
definitely.
Part of the reason I've really enjoyed it is you have to really think about what you're doing.
It does amaze me that you get the kind of people that are like, oh, this isn't motorsport with all the gimmicks of fan boost and attack mode and stuff, but this generally seems so much more strategic than other ones, even with they're not gimmicks, but it's just inclusivity, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a kind of equity or equality, that all of the cars are pretty much the same. They've all got the same energy. So it really does come down to strategy and driver skill. But
yes,
and you can talk about gimmicks, but every motorsport has its gimmicks nowadays.
Of course it does.
We were watching
Formula One's got DRS.
Yeah, and we were watching the NASCAR, and they had they did it in rounds, and they had stops like 4 times in the race, or a mandatory kind of safety car period that slowed down the race.
Yeah,
I
wasn't a fan of that.
There's always going to be something that kind of...
That's so they can fit in 50,000 adverts.
Yeah, they don't really care about putting an advert over the top of the race either. So
no.
Yeah, but no, I can understand why previously people were like, "Oh, Formula E, it's not for me," because the technology really wasn't there.
No,
but now,
no, not at all.
It's definitely come into its own.
It's a whole different ball game now. It really has properly turned into its own formula. It's really good.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the idea that they're going to integrate a little bit more with the Formula One calendar, and we might have Formula E just take part of the Formula One weekend, and it be the Saturday afternoon.
Surely it can only really be Monaco, because it's the only circuit they share.
At the moment it is. I mean, there's nothing saying that they don't go to an entirely different set of tracks next year for the Formula E.
The only thing is they usually have extra barriers and things, and I think it might take too long to build it all.
Possibly.
I mean, to be fair, they have extra barriers at Monaco, so that'll be interesting.
I suppose that's part of the discussion, isn't it? And whether are those extra barriers necessary?
Oh,
very tight around that corner.
Yeah.
Who is that? That was Gunther using his attack mode to get past Degrassi.
Yes.
Going into
back
turn
down
1.
now in 4th. Sims has managed to get his... Oh, no. I was thinking of Lynn. Lynn was down in 18th after that pit stop. He's got himself back up to 14th. Roland's just gone further and further back and is now 17th.
We saw what happened when they tried an F1 track, said Reese. Yeah, we did see what happened. We had a fantastic race right up until the moment when they kind of out-logisticked the race. The race itself was cracking, especially in that extra kind of chicane that they added with barriers. I don't expect that will be too difficult to just put in. That kind of thing.
It'd be interesting, because obviously to do that, but then also have F3, F2, W Series. I know they're all kind of different weekends, and there's only ever like 1 or 2 at a time, but...
That's the thing. I mean, Formula 2 is, 8 out of the...
Ooh!
That was very close.
Bloody hell, that was close.
Is it 8 or so out of the 20 F1 races that Formula 2 do as well?
Yeah, I think it's 8 or 10 for the W Series as well.
So you could always have it be, well, you either have Formula 2, Formula 3, or Formula E, and you kind of alternate it up.
Spun.
De Vries spun out and is now...
Oh, it's a Merc. It's not made for this kind of circuit.
It's not.
That's the problem, those Mercs.
You can't blame Mercedes at all. It's just that their car isn't built for this circuit.
It's an oval. It's not built for an oval.
No.
I mean, it wasn't on the oval, but it's not the point.
No, while there's oval parts of it, it's also a racetrack, and it's not built for a racetrack.
No,
they're much better on a street circuit.
Yeah.
Like Monaco.
Until they get to a street circuit.
How do they do in Monaco?
Well, it's not built for a street circuit.
Oh, right, okay.
For a racetrack.
Okay.
They keep taking the wrong cars to the wrong races. That's the problem.
I'm glad we could clear that up.
Yeah. They haven't got someone
nice,
like Toto Wolff telling you in a Terminator voice.
It is nice to be involved in a motorsport where Mercedes aren't dominating, and that's the case, I suppose, with both of
Formula One at the moment.
main sports that we cover this year.
Yeah.
Mercedes are not doing quite
Was
as
it
well
third,
in the Formula One.
third and fifth? I mean, lovely. I'll take it.
I will take it too. Very competitive. Right.
And this is the season that they weren't changing anything.
Maybe that's the problem. Okay, with 27 minutes to go, here is your lineup. Verline is first, Dennis in second, Vern in third, Gunther in fourth, Mortara in fifth, Degrassi in sixth, Evans in seventh, Bird in eighth, Sims in ninth, Rast in 10th, Lynn in 11th, Roland 12th, so he hasn't really been able to come back up from his transgression at the beginning. Van Dorn 13th, Turvey 14th, DaCosta 15th.
Who's that? That could be.
That was Gunter trying to go for the attack mode, missing it, and just going around the extra part of the oval.
Transponder lost because he wasn't properly on the circuit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lotra now 16th, Fringe 17th, Natto 18th. They're changing this as I speak, unfortunately. 19th De Vries, Blankfist 20th, Ericsson 21st, Seti Camera 23rd, Buemi 22nd. Sorry, it's Buemi 23rd, and Cassidy out.
Wow, Dennis massively lost out there going for that attack. Second down to fifth. Wow, yeah, that's...
Who were we on board with then that was so close to the person in front of them?
That was Dennis.
Was it
Dennis who just went and got his attack mode, but massively lost out. Jean-Eric Verns still got his 2 attack modes left with Evans and Bird. That'll be possibly why Bird's now up to 8th and Evans is up to 7th.
Could be. We've got a lot of people in attack mode now.
Yeah.
With more to come in my eye into the future. We're about 50 seconds behind the live tracking. So we did get a little preview. I'm enjoying this race too. It's been good so far. We had the kind of safety car nonsense to kick us off, and then now it's been pretty standard with a bit of attacking.
A Formula E race.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, so Verline has come out to a massive lead.
Yeah.
Might as well use it.
And he's back out in first.
There you go. That is how it's done.
Yeah. That's superb.
I think the Verline...
Whoa, who's that? Jean-Eric Verne scraped the wall?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what Jaeger says. I couldn't tell you. My stream is buffering.
Yeah, properly looked as though he clipped that wall in the same corner of where Cassidy went out.
Come on, BBC.
I don't know if it's just if you go offline, you just on the dirt. I mean, you can see on the track. Oh, there's something hanging off. Yeah. Yeah. Front wheels possibly pointing in. That's not going to help him go forward. Interesting to see what the tyres are like. Yeah. I don't know why I'm answering back the commentators. That doesn't really help.
Yeah.
Really doesn't
You're
help.
right. Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
Was that a little touch there?
Okay, I think I'm back up to date now. Got Alan McNish with his hands on his head.
23, 18, 17, and so on.
Okay, I'm about 2 seconds behind you. That'll do nicely.
Perfect. So who? Degrassi, Bird again, DaCosta, Van Dorn, and De Vries with the fan boost.
Well,
I love that the attack mode has a sound effect as well. Because if you were going to do it, you've got to have a sound effect for it.
Yeah. Some kind of, I don't know, Mario-based noise, possibly.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
Is it going through a tube?
That's next year's Formula E, adding another level of complexity.
Yeah. Pick a tube, it randomly come out in another part of the track.
Yeah. and with a random removal of power.
Yeah.
Like, this tube just removed 18% of your power.
Ooh. It looks as though Vern might have been hit into the wall.
Well, if that's the case, then somebody's going to be receiving a penalty, aren't they?
Yeah.
He basically got cross-checked into the wall, didn't he?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It'd be interesting to see that from the camera of the car that did it.
If they work out who it was.
So Verline is 1.1 ahead and has still got 2 minutes of boost. Gunther's made his way back to second. That's a really awkward spot because you're not even kind of on the racing line for that style of corner. It's really weird.
Vern is now 23rd. Vern is now out, Jaeger. It may show that he is still in the race, but that was just because he just used a fan boost and the attack mode.
Yeah, we just saw him walk into the garage, so hopefully his car hasn't gone without him.
And there it is. Fringe, car number 4, 10-second time penalty for causing a collision.
Yeah.
He's down in 18th, is it? Where are we? No, it's 14th.
14th, yeah. So Turvey 15th. Be interesting to find out. Hopefully tomorrow's race they'll say what happened to his car. Because that was just a terrible start.
Yeah, I'm wondering what time the qualifying is tomorrow, whether it's kind of much the same time. Because if it is, it may be that we can go straight from the Formula 1 into Superpole, possibly.
Nice.
We'll have to keep an eye on it.
That'll be good. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The one good thing about Formula E is we will know the timing.
Yeah, well, not really. But while we're live, we can turn it on and say, right, where are we doing?
When they come out of that attack zone to the other car. Jesus.
I am streaming after you tomorrow. There will be a gap, I promise, between the first Effing Racing Show and 2 Minute Warning. There will be a gap of some description because I will want to go and eat. But, yeah.
Anything particular you've got planned or food-wise?
Tomorrow is going to be sausage and mash.
Nice. We're on a similar vein. I think we're going steak and ale pie.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, bit of gravy is definitely going to be required.
Especially on a miserable day. Nothing better than a bit of mash and gravy.
Yeah, I haven't had a weather update, but I would assume it's raining pretty hardily here in Folkestone right now.
So what have we got? Gunther's now back up to second with 3 minutes of boost left. What is he? 1 point.
Yeah, according to the live tracking above us, he's about 0.8 of a second ahead.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge gap.
No.
Considering he got on attack mode and then came back out in first.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, being in first for the majority of this race.
Something else in the wall!
Oh,
is that Sam Bird or Evans?
Lynn and Bird collide. Bird is gone.
Yeah. It's that corner again. It's the third event now at that corner.
And that will be another penalty.
Yeah.
So not only are we losing a car, we're going to be losing the potential of another contender because they'll be time penaltied. Yeah.
I think
it is that same barrier, Jaeger. You're right.
This works out well for Gunther because if he can stick with Verline after the safety car restart, he loves chucking it in and being last of the late breakers into that first corner.
Yeah. Not Bird's fault that one. No, he was pushed into the wall. Yeah, here's a replay, I think.
That's That's so close to
Oh, I
everyone that's coming
see.
out from the attack zone.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's just on the racing line.
And you've mentioned it, previous times that it's been close coming
Yeah,
out, and yeah, he just had
yeah,
no.
massively.
There was
No,
just no room for anyone in that situation. You do
no,
want to
not at
come
all.
in and hug that wall as tightly as possible because that is the
Yeah,
racing line. So yeah, I'm not even sure. Was it Sims that hit him? I think
possibly,
it was
yes.
Sims. Whoever, or was it Lynn? It was one of those. One of that team.
Yeah,
What team is that
possibly
again?
Lynn.
Mahindra. That's it.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'm not sure they penalised him for it either. It just seemed like a genuine accident, really.
yeah, genuine racing incident.
But our
There.
second safety car of the race, with what are we? 16 minutes and change to go. I think
So
they
yeah,
said Lynn Jaeger. Okay, thank you very much.
4 events now in that at that same spot.
Yeah, Reece said the racing line goes over the exit from the attack zone. Bad idea, really. Yeah,
Yeah, it
you're
really
right.
is.
Yeah, it's
It's
almost
like
like
having
that
an exit on a
barrier
racing
should
line.
the barrier should come out further from the opening, the exit to that oval section, so that you are both on straight line, like there where
Yeah,
it comes out
yeah,
there. Bring the barrier out so it sticks out into the corner a little bit,
yeah,
and on that straight section coming back out again, then they'll both be going straight before hitting the other corner. Seems like a better idea to me. I'm not sure I described that very well, but I know what I mean.
especially considering you've just got a massive boost of speed coming out of that corner.
Yeah. And we've already established that there's not an insane amount of control in these corners. The cars are pretty
No,
slidey on this track. So, yeah, a recipe for Smashu in Puebla.
Puebla. I wonder if they'll try and change that.
What, for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought that your attack zone would be on like the inside apex, so you're losing the time, but you're taking it as if you were a normal hairpin.
Yeah.
But because it's on the outside, then you're already like way out. I don't. I'm so far. I'm way out of the camera there. But yeah, I don't know. You're both coming out at the point, and it's hard to judge for the one not getting the attack zone how much power you're instantly going to have.
Yeah, the main problem is that when you come out of that turn 8, it's quite a thin piece of the track, whereas
Yes,
in previous courses where you have the attack zone, like where they're driving around now, where is that turn 4?
14.
Turn 14. So that's quite a wide part of the track. If you were
Yeah,
to have the
you have it on the
attack zone
outside.
there, you would be going off the racing line and returning
Yes.
back onto the track, as it were. I know you never leave it, but you catch what I mean. You are returning to the track, still
Like
not
they
on
did
the
in
racing
Rome.
line. Yeah. So it takes you off the racing line, not dumps you back on the racing line with a boost
Yeah.
of speed.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work.
There you go. They're taking it for a picnic.
Very nice. There's a nice bit of
Yeah.
grass, that, to be fair.
Yeah.
They know how to grass in Mexico.
So I've heard.
There is a rumour of such,
Yes.
although that's a little further
South.
south in South America, isn't it, rather than Mexico? But it's got to come through Mexico,
Yep.
and that's stereotypes.
Isn't that the country that isn't natural to hippos, but now has hippos?
Really? I haven't heard
Yes, because one a certain person that was very good in growing and delivering said items
that. Oh, okay.
in his zoo, he had hippos, and then obviously since he no longer lives there, they have become wild, and they're now part of the
habitat.
yeah.
Okay, safety cars coming in. We're getting racing again with 12 minutes and a half to go. Our top 3 regens are DaCosta, Lotterer, and Buemi.
Buemi had massive regens there, like 3% more.
I mean, they're all in the kind of lower end, aren't they? So
yes,
DaCosta 9th.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, look at Gunther. He's got. Oh, I thought he was a bit. I thought he was a bit closer. Hopefully, he can get on the inside of turn 1.
Off we go around the oval on the main
straight. I have a feeling this turn 1 could be a bit more carnage than we've seen before because we're getting close to the end.
Another 6 kilowatts of energy reduction.
Oh, a lot of dust getting kicked up, but they seem okay. To be fair, I like the safety cars quite close to the end because they all just go balls to the wall afterwards. It just becomes a mess.
I don't like it too close to the end, but somewhere between the 10 and 6 minute mark, I think. Yeah. That's pretty nice place for it. But we'll probably get another one, the way this is going.
Yeah. Well, yeah, someone's just gone in the attack zone, so there's still, I know it's off the racing line, but there's still like carbon fiber.
Yeah, I was going to say there's still debris being kicked up. Like the slipstream is pushing whatever that is up into the air.
Yeah,
they haven't done the best job of tidying it up.
If you come slightly offline there, you're going to run over it.
Yeah, and it's not as big a deal as in a Formula 1 car, but it's still not good.
No.
Yeah, so I tell you what, Verline is having a cracking race.
Oh god, yeah! Look at the lead he's built up already.
Yeah, he's got back to that 8/10 of a second lead that he had before the safety car. That's just a fast car today.
This circuit, yeah.
And it's not affecting his energy consumption either. He's on 35%. Gunther in second has got 33. Dennis has got 35, but there is nobody above him.
Oh, it was a little slide.
All the way down. Oh, very nice. All the way down to Blomqvist in 16th, who's got 37%. Other than that, nobody is beating him in energy. So.
Oh. Verline under investigation for technical infraction. What the hell?
That would be awful if he's
done
this
so
perfect
well.
race effectively.
Yeah, unless it's
some kind of technicality.
That boost.
So the collision.
You can't make this stuff up, can you?
The collision between Lynn and Bird. No further action after investigation.
That was purely a racing incident.
Yeah, and I think that's the right call. I really do.
So we've got just under 9 minutes to go. We've got Degrassi's using his fan. DaCosta's using his fan boost. So who's that? Dennis on Gunther. Yeah, interesting teammates going at it there.
Yeah, so he's up to second.
I wonder if they're going to do the old NASCAR switcheroo and try and give him a bit of a slipstream to try and do Verline.
Is there much kind of call or benefit to doing that in Formula E? Do you think that's going to work?
I don't know.
I mean, it could be that. Where are we in terms of attack zones?
I suppose Gunther needs to save as his 2%. He's a lap worse off than Verline. So, 8 minutes to go. We've got Verline, Dennis, Gunther, Mortara, Degrassi, Evans, Rast, DaCosta, Sims, and Van Dorn up to 10th. Where's that come from?
Just probably the chaos that's been happening has allowed him to
finally get his car to work.
Yeah.
Roland, Buemi, and Lotterer under investigation for technical infraction.
whatever this technical infraction is. I would really like a bit more information about what infraction.
What is that?
Oh, what were we scraping up? What Mortara just kind of hugged the wall.
Yeah, just literally skidded along the wall. That was brilliant. Just what was that? A rear right lockup that just kind of rallied him down the straight.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, if that corner had come with a barrier at the end, I don't think he'd have made it out of that.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
Straight into the corner.
Oh, he's tires. I wonder if they're going, because he was a bit slidey there again, unless he's just pushing it too hard. But that's got a really twitchy rear end on it, that car.
Mortara is fourth, correct? Yeah, and he managed to maintain his position despite hugging the wall as literally as you possibly could.
Dennis has now, built a bit of a gap out of front of Gunther. What we got? Ah, that's why. Dennis has still got a attack mode to use. So he's trying to get out ahead so that he doesn't lose too many places. But they're all really close together.
Yeah, there's not there's not much of a gap at all, is there?
No.
They're not able to get off to too much of a lead. The gap now between Verline and there's something about to happen. My sign from the future.
1% gap. Oh, hello, yeah. Interesting.
Mitch Evans. I wonder if his car's designed for attack mode or not.
Probably not. Well, it's the Jag. Jags are pretty good at attacking.
They've had the same kind of complaints, haven't they?
Look at that! Went out too wide. Gunther lost 2 places.
Oh my god! Yeah, and that was the sign from the future I saw in the live tracking.
Mortara's gunning it. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was his tyres. I think he was just literally gunning it.
Yeah, Dennis is down to 7th. That's because he went for the attack mode.
Attack.
So he's got that. Degrassi up to 3rd is the interesting thing here. Where did he start? He must have started 10th, 9th, something like that. Is that information available here? There we go. You can click on them and it tells you how many attack modes they've got. There we go. Very nice. I don't think you can see it on the stream.
Degrassi started in 8th.
So he's done quite well. Where did Mortara start?
Mortara was 6th.
Okay.
So 2 good drives from them two.
Very good, yes.
Sims was in the middle and he's still down in 8th.
Rast as well. Rast was in that middle pack.
Rast 10th. Ooh. Talking of Rast, punching his way through there.
Through he goes, yeah.
Is that? Oh no, it's DaCosta at the back there. Oh, that was close.
Oh, look at that.
Jesus.
Pushing their way around the corner.
These last few laps, they just gung-ho.
I mean, we've got 3 minutes and change to go. So now is the time. If you want to make those positions, you've got to go for them. Otherwise, you're at risk of never being able to do it without having to hammer down on energy and potentially
Gunther
ruin your
and Dennis,
race.
who was 2nd and 3rd, and now 5th and 6th. Massively lost out in that last lap.
Yeah.
Oh, massive lockup. Jesus, that was close. Jesus, that was DaCosta again. Holy crap. Lost 3 places in that.
And this isn't going to get any better as we move into the last kind of 2 minutes either.
No, it's going to really affect their tyres as well.
We're gonna see a fair bit of change still happen in this last part of the race. Are we all out of attack modes now? Has everybody used their attack mode?
Everyone's used their attack mode. It's all trying to.
It's just a race to the finish now.
Yeah, last of the late breakers is all it comes down to now.
And so Dennis and Evans have the last attack modes, and they're expiring within the next minute.
Oh no, that's not. Who's that? I thought that was Rast, but it's his teammate.
That would
be. He's just got ahead of Gunther, which is fair enough because he's still got a minute of attack mode left.
So you got Degrassi and Rast for Audi, 2nd and 4th.
So it looks as though from the future, there you go.
Yeah, it's about
Mortara has lost out there.
There it is. This is the Degrassi overtake to put him into 2nd. Sorry for the spoiler.
Yeah. I mean, they're all on 11%. Oh, yeah, Mortara's used a little bit more. It's down to 10. So what we got? 3 laps left? 2 laps left. Depending on where they are.
What is our lap time? 1:26. So no.
They're about to come round, so
it'll be 2 laps.
Yes.
It's about 1:25, 1:26 a lap.
Yeah. So 2 laps left. So they've got plenty of battery. The only problem now, if there's a safety car, this is how it ends. But this is where they're gonna start. They've got 9%. 2 to go. Yeah, definitely enough energy there.
Yeah, there will be. Yeah, absolutely enough energy. Yeah. Okay, so coming into the last 30 seconds, plus 1 lap. The standings are Verline in 1st, Degrassi 2nd, Mortara 3rd, Rast 4th, Dennis 5th, Sims 6th, Gunther 7th, DaCosta 8th, Van Dorn 9th, Evans 10th. I won't go any further than that because I don't see much change or relevance happening there. But yeah, Gunther has not had a good end of this race.
No, not at all.
The last 5 minutes have been atrocious.
I don't know whether he just pushed too hard or...
Rast is over Mortara now, up into 3rd place. So that's 2 Audis on a podium now, and I don't see them catching Verline. So I think this could be our top 3. We're on our last lap. The time has expired. So I think this is your top 3. Verline, Degrassi, and Rast. Plenty of energy.
Fight at the back there. Oh, all in a row that are all going to take every bit of advantage they can. There's the Mercs all the way back down there.
It's still very, very tight. Not much of a difference. So as we come into the end, 0.3 of a second is the difference between 1st and 2nd. Just about.
I'll be interested to see what this investigation does.
There is that. That's still looming over the top, isn't it? Yeah. Even when the race ends, it may not be over.
Yeah. Because it can't be overpower. Because...
they know that immediately, don't they?
It's overpower, yeah.
Yeah. A technical infraction.
Sounds like something on the car, or...
Yeah.
Loads of lockups. Yes.
Here we are then, the final lap. The final trip around turn 1.
All made it round, but so many lockups.
Uneventful.
Look at that. Who's that? Is that someone? Or is that Verline so far ahead in his Nissan? That's black and red, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the Nissan.
Yeah, because there's your 2 Audis.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong information. That's what is the interval?
Whoa. Where's Verline on the official?
Oh yeah, he's
at the bottom.
Our vision from the future, he's down in 24th.
Is he lost power?
He can't have done. Must be the... Oh, there it is. He's disqualified for the technical infraction. So he won the race and is about to be disqualified.
Jesus. That's close, though. 0.1%.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose the driver can see how much energy he's got left and hammer it if he's got it. But...
straight down to the bottom. Gunter down to 12th. So, yeah, what the heck? What? Why is... Yeah, all of them, look.
They didn't...
Lotterer disqualified.
What is going on? So
Audi won too. I think he's happy.
I think they might be a bit happy. Yeah. I mean, it's a hollow victory, especially because you don't even know what's happened.
Yellow flag.
So a technical infraction must be something the team has done. I don't know, because Lotter has gone too. So
yeah, but there was two others. There was Roland and someone else as well.
Yes. Let me just scroll up the chat. Roland, Bohemian, Lotterer. So where's Roland? Roland ended
terribly
19th, but still wasn't disqualified. Bohemi
16th.
Yeah. Not bad, but not disqualified. What is that?
Be really interesting to learn what the infraction is.
I hope we get to find out, shortly.
Yeah, definitely.
Before we start to go through to the podium. Dear me. No, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. It better be an actual infraction.
Yeah, at least Mortara gets on the podium. He had a great race. And it's a shame. So did Gunther, but I can't believe he ended in 12th.
Yeah, I just didn't have the energy to push, did he? That's the thing.
I didn't think you could wheel spin those, but not like that anyway, and get a donut.
Well, we've seen them sliding about, haven't we? So
true.
You just got to slide it with a bit of overpower. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's both Porsches.
Both Porsches not declaring the tyres. What does that even mean?
What? Yeah, harsh and stupid.
I don't even know what that means.
Basically, you've got to declare what tyres you're using before you go out and race them. Okay. That's it. And they didn't.
Right, okay, so I'm all for enforcing that rule. That's fine. Why did it take the entire race for them to determine that? Why
is it not a team financial penalty? It's not the driver that forgot to do it. It's the team.
Yeah,
Take it out on the team, not the driver.
The team have been disqualified, haven't they? But rather, it isn't really the driver that's been disqualified. But you knew that this technical infraction existed before they even lap one.
Yeah.
Why didn't you disqualify him then?
Yeah. Or give him a time penalty or something. That's ridiculous.
My issue is, why let the guy win the race and then disqualify him as he crosses the finish line? It's like you waited for that to happen.
Yeah, it's an administrative problem. Nothing to do with performance or anything.
That's a dick move.
Yeah.
That is a dick move from the FIA. Come back to the main screen.
I do like that the cars go onto the podium, though. That's cool. I love how small that gap is. You think no car's going to fit through that gap.
Yeah, no, I like that. again, we've got fireworks in what's supposed to be an eco-friendly sport.
They're eco-friendly fireworks.
Are they? Are they really?
Yeah. Let's go with yeah.
I feel sorry for Verline. Yeah, me too. Because
yeah,
he had a killer race.
Like,
he out qualified everyone. He impressed in qualifying.
Outdrove everyone.
He out strategied everyone as well.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I don't have the problem with him and the team being punished for this technical infraction. That is not my issue. My issue is how they did it. And that they let him race the race and then disqualified him for something that they would have known a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's basically the paperwork didn't come in. They've been given the piece of paper that lists what tyres they're using, and Porsche didn't get theirs in.
Yeah.
So they knew this a long time ago.
But 2 others, what is it, Roland? So what's that, Nissan?
Roland and Nissan, yeah.
Nissan team, both of them. So if Nissan were under investigation for it, what did they do that Porsche didn't?
Yeah.
Because if they're under investigation, obviously the paperwork didn't come in.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a bit.
I always say rules is rules, but this is daft. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
The administration of it has been piss poor here. Absolutely piss poor.
And not the first time.
No. It's a big shame because you in Formula E you have a fantastic kind of concept and structure.
Yeah.
But it seems like the powers above it are just doing their best to sabotage their own sport. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
No, not fuck Porsche, Jaeger. Like, yes, they did something wrong, but I think fuck the FIA in this case.
Yeah.
It's not Porsche.
Yeah, such a shame. They just fucked the guy who had the best weekend so far.
Yeah. So, I guess I've got no better way to segue into this, but here's what's coming up tomorrow on the Primetime Streamer Network. It's a pretty packed Sunday, to be honest. We've got we're back first of all at 1:30 UK time, 8:30 Eastern in the States, for another edition of the Effing Racing Show, the French Grand Prix. Do we have a Duff cast for France tomorrow? I'll come back to you.
Look it up.
I'll keep going through the schedule, get an updated one. Immediately following the Effing Racing Show, Jaeger will be streaming. It says Kingdom Hearts. Are you still sticking with Kingdom Hearts, Jaeger, or are you going to do something a bit different? Maybe a racing-related thing? I know you were considering it. 6 p.m, it's Music Madness from Club Mad 2020. And then I'm back again at 8:30 with 2-minute warning. We've got a lot of NFL news to discuss, actually. There's a lot that's happened in the off-season mini camps, so it's going to be a good time. And that's going to roll straight into another Effing Racing Show where we're back with the Formula E again, back in Mexico for the second race, round 9. And then after us, probably a little bit at the same time, it's Arcade Fighters from Rooster Beast. Jaeger's going to do Grid instead. Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. Duff. Okay, do you have the Duff cast for France?
I do. It looks as though around between the hours it's going to rain. Maybe not quite close enough to the track. But I've had it with this forecast before. It's had rain in the area, and then we've actually had rain at the track. But it looks as though there is still a possibility of a wet track and thunderstorms.
Okay. Because that
wind
really affects Formula One more than any other, really. in terms of the strategy and potential for safety cars and things. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting. There'll be no grip. Well, depending on how the rain. Well, it depends on the support races as well. We've seen him before. If there's a big crash in a support race, it can delay the race. If the race gets delayed, there's more chance of bad weather the later this goes on.
What support do we have tomorrow? It's not the kickoff of the W Series tomorrow, is it?
No, that's Austria. That's the next one.
Okay.
Or is it? Ooh.
No, it was France. I'm pretty sure it was France. I think we looked this up and it was France. So if it is the W Series...
I haven't seen any adverts for it.
No, that's true. This is information we can find.
Yeah, round 1, Red Bull Ring. 5 days.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Because I would quite like to do that debut of the W Series if we can time that out.
Yeah, it should be a good one to do, because for anyone watching in the UK, it's on Channel 4, so it's on free to air.
Yeah. Is Formula E on the BBC again tomorrow? Yes, it is. Yes. Quest seem to have given up a little bit and they just do some highlights. I don't know whether they only had certain races, but most of it now seems to be on the BBC for the rest of the season, which is nice. Okay then. Again, ask, what's the support races for the Formula 1 tomorrow? Is it Formula 2?
Formula 3.
Formula 3. Okay.
And they had a very good race there today. Lots of overtaking. So I say that we've had lots of overtaking in support races before and then none in the Formula 1. So we'll see.
Yeah, there is a bigger difference than ever in the support races and up to Formula 1 now, isn't there? It used to be you could kind of use the lower levels, as it were, as a kind of precursor and prediction of the race. It's not so much the case anymore. But
the W Series, as of the next race in Austria at the beginning of July, at the end of June for the Styrian one, will then be with us for a further 6 races.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting.
And is that same day as the Formula 1 race, or is that on the Saturday?
I should imagine it'll be on the Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll look at the schedule, see what we can get in, but I'm definitely up for doing some of the W Series.
Yes.
Yeah. Bit of women's racing sounds cracking to me. That's what I said.
And look, they've got a good team for the TV part of it. So yeah.
Is that Jensen's doing that, isn't he? Is Jensen on that team?
No, that's DC.
Oh yeah.
Coulthard.
I knew there was a
Ted's part of it, so we should get a decent bit of insight into the cars, and we'll get a good bit of technical insight into it as well.
He probably won't be able to call his segment Notebook on a different channel, so he'll probably have to call it his scrapbook or his ledger or something.
It's a mixture of Sky people and Channel 4 people, so I don't know if it's a specific W Series thing and not a Channel 4 thing. But
right.
We'll find out.
Sky are the main coverage provider worldwide now, aren't they?
Yes.
Whereas it was the FIA would keep most of it in-house. It is the Sky feed that is broadcast everywhere.
Yes.
So perhaps Sky are actually producing the footage and
for Channel 4,
just sold it to Channel 4.
Yeah. Basically, stick it on Channel 4, see if it's popular. If it is, then you'll have to pay for it.
Yeah. Or if not, it probably funnels a Formula 1 or motorsport interested crowd to Sky Sports F1 for the F1.
Definitely.
So it's a win-win for Sky, whatever the situation. I think. Right. Well, I think that's where we will end. Thank you very much to everyone for joining us this evening. Hope you enjoyed the race and watched along with us. And as we said, we'll be back tomorrow. Not long to wait at all.
Nice.
To get more from us on your screen.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll even, for a little bonus, throw in a little bit of Reese as well. He's going to be back up in his corner over here.
And if anyone starts streaming for too long, I might pop up on your stream.
It's
so
true.
watch out.
There aren't many people in the Primetime Streamer Network that you haven't crashed now.
There is, yes.
Yeah.
Most notably, my own.
Yeah, you haven't crashed your own stream in a while. Yeah, that's true.
No.
You should probably get on
Just
that.
everyone else's.
Okay, stick around for a
At least
raid.
I'm getting about.
Yeah, you definitely do get about. Yeah. Stick around for a raid. We will be back tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. This has been the Effing Racing Show. How are you going to say goodbye, Mr. Duff?
That's Formula One.
Oh, I see.
For this, I'm just going to say, see you tomorrow.
Lazy. I'm gonna steal your French exit tomorrow. This is.
I can't use Mexico now. I've got to use it for the Mexican Grand Prix.
Have you? I am shocked, appalled, and disappointed. And off we go. Bye bye, everybody.